wandered off again?
I'm sorry, Father. I hopped onto a cloud. Then I followed a lightning bolt high into the sky. Now I think I'm sinking. But tell me, Father Indra, where am I?
You're on Earth, my daughter.
Earth. The dark place lit by the moon. Tell me, Father, does the sun shine there?
Of course. Just not all the time.
I can see something. The clouds are parting.
What is it, my daughter?
I can see it now. It's beautiful. I see trees and hills, a stream and lush green grass.
Yes, it is beautiful, like all God's creations. But it was still more beautiful long ago.
I hear sounds. Who lives there?
The Creator's children. Go and see for yourself. I imagine what you're hearing is how they communicate.
It sounds joyless.
I know. All they do is complain. It's in their nature. So ungrateful, never satisfied.
Don't say that, Father. I can also hear laughing, music playing, bells ringing, hundreds of thousands of people singing their praises into heaven. You judge them too harshly, Father.
Really? Go then and see for yourself what they have to complain about.
Fine. I will go down. Come with me, Father.
No, I'm sorry, child, but I cannot.
I can't breathe. The air seems thicker. It's not air, it's harder. It's pulling me down. Father, I'm falling! Perhaps this isn't the best of worlds.
It's not the best. It's not the worst. A big clump of dirt is what it is. All that spinning, it gets people dizzy. Be brave, Agnes. It's only a test.
Has the castle gotten bigger since last year?
I've never seen this castle before in my life. Who ever heard of a castle growing? All right. Fine. It has grown. 7 feet. But that's only because it's been watered. See, look over there. New wing. There's even flowers growing.
I do see it. Tell me, how can flowers grow up out of such a dark, drab place?
Well, they do it to get out of the muck they're growing in.
Who lives there?
They used to know. I don't remember anymore.
I think there's a man in prison in there, and I'm supposed to get him out.
Yes? But at what cost?
You can't bargain with fate. Let's go inside.
Okay. Fine, let's go.
Stop that!
Please, let me keep it.
Look what you're doing to the table. Go down to the stable and put in the window pane. I'll see you later. You've made yourself a prisoner in here. I'm here to set you free.
I'm expecting this. No, where you talking?
Castle is strong. 7 walls. We'll think of a way to get you out. Do you want to be set free?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure. Either way, I'll suffer. Every joy in life is the pleasure with sadness. I hate being stuck in here, but I have to endure 3 times as much pain in order to freedom. I guess I have to live as long as I see you.
What do you see in me?
Music personified. The harmony of the universe fills the curves and lines of your world that can't be found anywhere else except in the organs. And the screams that reverberate with music. And the trembling pulsation of light.
So have you...
Why do I have to take care of the horses and clean up the stable?
So that you'll want to get away from it.
I want to rise above it. I do. too, but it's so hard.
Don't you see? It's your duty to find a way to the light.
Duty, I deserve better.
You think life's been unfair to you?
Yes,
Is that what you think?
unjust.
Yeah, you don't want it?
Silk shawl from me? Oh, dearest, what use can I have for a silk shawl? I'm not long for this world.
You don't believe what the doctor says, do you?
Not only what he says, but I hear the voice inside me.
Oh, it's serious. But all you keep thinking of is the children now, then, and forever.
They were my life, my reason for living, my joy and my sorrow.
Forgive me, Christine, for everything.
For what? You should be forgiving me, darling. We have been hard on each other. And what for?
Yes, well, I have to get up to the school by 11.
Would you ask Alfred to come in before you go?
But dearest, he's standing right here.
What do you know? I'm going blind as well. Yes, it is getting dark. Who is that girl?
Oh, this is Agnes.
Really? Is that Agnes? Do you know what they're saying? They say that she's the daughter of Indra, and that she's come to Earth to see what life is really like for us. Shh! Act normal.
Yes, indeed, she is a child of the gods.
My dearest Alfred, soon I'll have to leave you and the rest of my children. There's something I want to tell you. Something I want you to remember all through life.
Yes, Mother.
Just one word of advice. Never quarrel with God.
I don't understand you, Mother.
You mustn't go around thinking that life has been unfair to you.
Even when I've been unjustly accused.
I know. You're thinking of the time that you were punished for stealing, even after you turned the money in. Oh, Lena's here. Lena, come here.
Ma'am, it's awfully kind of you, but I cannot attend the christening.
Why not, child?
What am I supposed to wear?
Well, here, I'll lend you my shawl.
I couldn't take that. It wouldn't be right.
Oh, take it. I won't be going out in it again.
But it was a gift from Dad. What will he say?
Oh, what small minds.
You're not lending my gift to the maid.
Don't say that. I was made once. Why do you have to hurt an innocent girl's feelings like that?
And why do you have to hurt mine? I'm your husband.
That's it. I give up. If you're nice to one person, you end up hurting another. What a life.
Yes, what a life. I feel for these poor souls.
Do you really?
Yes, life is hard. But love conquers everything. Come with me, you'll see. Haven't you finished that quilt yet?
Of course not, dear. 26 years isn't enough time to finish a job this big.
Did your fiancé ever return?
No. It wasn't his fault, my dear girl. He had to leave. Poor man. It's been 30 years now.
She was with the ballet, wasn't she?
She was a prima ballerina. And then he just up and left her. Took all her dances, you might say. She was never cast again.
All they do is complain.
Oh? Well, not me. Not as much as I used to. Not since I got my dip net and my green fish pot.
That makes you happy then.
Yes, so happy. It was a boyhood dream, and now it's come true. But of course, I'm all grown up now.
A dream come true. A dip net and a green fish pot.
Not just any fish pot. A green one. Green!
Let me sit here for a while and wear the shawl. You stand behind me and tell me what I'm seeing.
This is the last day of opera season. Today is the day the performers find out if they get recast for the next season.
What about those that don't get recast? What about them?
My God, I can't bear to watch. Give me back my shawl so I can cover my face.
I feel for these poor souls.
Ah, but look at him. You want to see a really happy man? Look at that man. He's going to marry Miss Victoria.
Victoria!
Miss Victoria will be down in a minute.
Oh, good, good. The car is waiting. The champagne's on ice. Oh, let me kiss you, lovely ladies. Mwah! Mwah! Victoria!
I'm right here.
Oh, very good. I'll be waiting.
Well, don't you recognize me?
No, I'm sorry. For me, there's only one woman for me in the whole world. Victoria. For 7 years, I've walked and waited underneath this window. 7 years. In the morning, when the sun has reached the tops of the trees, and in the evening, when the night begins to fall.
Look here, you can see the path worn by true love. Hooray, oh hooray, she is mine, all mine. Guess she's still getting dressed. I see you've got a dip net. Everyone at the opera loves those things. A fish, I mean. You know why? No voices, that's why. No competition. Say, how much does a thing like that cost?
They're pretty expensive.
Victoria! Victoria! Oh, come on now, my good woman. Let me go up and fetch my bride.
Sorry, no one is allowed backstage.
7 years. 7 years I've been walking and waiting. 7 times 365 makes 2,550. I've looked at this door 2,555 times.
Without ever finding out where it leads to. Does someone live there?
I don't know. I've never seen anyone open it.
Could she have left the theater by way of another door?
Oh, no, dearie. There's no other way out.
Good, I can't miss her. She's got to come out soon. Madame. The flower over there, the monk's hood. Remember it from my youth. Can't be the same one, can it? I believe it's getting dark.
Where are you off to?
Oh, it's time for my supper.
Supper. Now, at this time of day. Hey, would you mind if I make the phone call to the Goring Castle? It'll take just a minute.
Well, what do you have to do?
Tell the glazier to put in the storm windows. It's almost winter, and I'm freezing to death.
Who is this Victoria he's talking about?
His sweetheart. The dearest person in the world to him. It's getting dark so early today.
For the gods in heaven, a year is only a minute.
And for us here on Earth, a minute can seem like a year.
Hasn't she come out there?
No.
She will, I'm sure. I suppose the sensible thing to do would be to cancel our dinner reservations. Yes, I suppose that's what I'll do.
I suppose I better take my shawl back now.
No, this is your time off. I'll do your work for you. Besides, I want to find out all about life here on Earth. See if it's really as difficult as I've heard it is.
You know, you can't sleep at this post. Neither night nor day. You can never sleep.
Not sleep at night.
Well, you can try. With a string from the doorbell tied to your arm.
Forced to stay awake? It sounds like torture.
You think so? I know a lot of people who would love to have my job. You don't know how they envy me.
Envy you, someone who's being tortured.
Well, they do. And I haven't even told you the worst part. The worst part is enslaving all day and staying awake all night. The worst part is listening to all their sob stories. All the actors, all the dancers come to me and pour their hearts out. Why do they come to me? I guess it's these wrinkles. What I've suffered is scrawled all over my face. And that's what makes them confide in me. In the shawl, my dear, there's 30 years of suffering. My own and others. All tucked away.
It's heavy. It stings like nettles.
Wear it if you want to, my dearie. If it gets to be too heavy, I'll come and relieve you.
If you can bear it, I certainly can.
You be nice to my friends now.
Don't let their complaining get you down.
There's no doubt about it. Everything points to the fact that summer is over and autumn is on the way. I can tell from that tree. Well, so what? Autumn is spring for me, and that's when the theater opens again, huh? And she's got to come. My dear lady, would you mind if I sat down for just a minute?
No, I can stand for a while.
Thank you. If I could get in a cat nap, I'd feel much better. That door! What the devil's behind it? There's got to be something there. Excuse me. Rehearsals have begun. Here's the bill poster with his net. So how was it? Did you make a good catch?
Sure did. The summer was hot and it dragged on a bit. The dip net was okay, but not exactly as I'd imagined it.
Exactly as I'd imagined it. Well put. Nothing is as I'd imagined it to be. You see, the idea is final of the thing itself.
You mean to say she hasn't come down yet?
No, not yet. She will, though, she will. So you don't happen to know what's behind that door, do you?
No, I can't say. I haven't seen it opened.
I think it's about time, don't you think? I'm going to phone for a locksmith to come and open it.
What was the matter with the dip net?
Matter? Well, nothing. There was nothing wrong with it per se. It just wasn't what I'd imagined it to be.
How did you imagine it to be?
Well, that's hard to say.
Oh, let me say it then. You had imagined it to be different than what it was. A little too green, perhaps.
Yes, that's it exactly. You understand, don't you? That's why everyone comes to you with their problems. Maybe you could listen to me too sometime?
Yes, of course. Come in with me and pour out your heart.
Pardon me.
Has Miss Victoria left?
No, she's still here.
Oh, good. I'll wait then. Will she be leaving soon, do you think?
I'm sure she will.
Oh, hey, don't leave yet. You'll miss the opening of this door. I've called a locksmith to open it.
How exciting! I'd love to see that door open. You know, that door really gets me. And that brewing castle. Have you seen it?
Why? Who do you think was imprisoned there?
No, wait, that was you?
Yes. Say, has Miss Victoria left?
Of course she hasn't left. She never leaves.
Because she loves me! Hey, don't leave yet! You'll miss the opening of the door! Excuse me, has Miss Victoria left?
Not as far as I know.
See, what did I tell you? Didn't I say she'd stay, huh? Oh, good. You wouldn't have to know what's behind this door, would you?
What door?
What door? Is there more than one?
Oh, that one. Don't worry, I'll stay for that. I just have to talk to the doorkeeper.
Are you the locksmith?
No, he couldn't make it. I'm a glazier and I can do just as well.
Oh, good. Make way for the locksmith, please. Glazier,
Where's the
whatever
door?
he is. Locksmith or glazier, or whatever you do, do your duty. Proceed. Moments like this seldom occur in one's life. Therefore, I urge you strongly to consider the radical implications of opening a door.
In the name of the law, I forbid the opening of that door.
Well, we'll see. We'll get us a lawyer. They can't stop us. To the lawyer!
Put your hands down.
Agnes, may I have that shawl? I'd like to put it in the stove and send it up in smoke and all those troubles with it.
Not yet, my brother. I want it filled to bursting. Above all, I want to gather up all the sorrows you've had to take to heart, confessions of arrests, libels, slanders.
My friend, would not be big enough. Look at these walls, black with the soot of sin. Look at these legal briefs, one miscarriage of justice after another. Look at me. No woman could love me. I look like the worst sort of criminal. Do you think anyone comes to me with a smile on their face? No. They stare at me and shake their fists and spit on me. Look at my hands. Cracked and bleeding. Black. And I can't get them clean. My clothes have to be dry cleaned every day. They smell so of crime. I sleep on a pull-out in the next room, and all I do is dream about crime. Today, I'm trying a murder case. That I can handle. But the worst of all, is divorce. A divorce case goes against nature, against the forces of good, against love. And what's it all for? When both parties have filled out reams of paper with mutual accusations, and some dear soul takes one of them aside and gently asks, what have you got against your wife or husband? That person stands there tongue-tied, unable to give a single explanation. One time, I remember, all the trouble started over a taco salad. Another time, over a single wrong word. Most times, it's over nothing at all. But the pain, the anguish, that all falls to me. Look at my face. Look at me. No woman could love me. Do you think anyone wants to be my friend? No, I'm the man that comes to make them pay up, either their debts or their sins. What a horrible business. Living, I mean.
I feel for these poor souls.
And who wouldn't? May I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if Miss Victoria has left.
Well, she hasn't, I can assure you.
Is there a funeral going?
No. Commencement exercises at the university. I'm to get my Doctor of Law degree today. Say, perhaps you'd like to come along. Get a degree, wear a mortarboard.
Sure, why not? I've heard it a little bit.
I've washed the shawl. Why are you still here? Didn't you get your degree from the university?
Wasn't worthy of it.
Why not? Because you spoke up for the poor, put in a good word for the criminal, sought to pardon the condemned, lighten the burden. What wretched people!
Don't say anything bad about human beings.
Why do they spit on anyone who will help them?
Because they don't know any better.
We can teach them, can't we? You and I together.
Don't want to be taught.
Have mercy on us, O Lord. Listen to us. Listen to our voices. Please hide us in us. Quiet us, Lord. Please answer our prayers, O Lord. Let us call to you.
Where are we, Agnes?
Don't you hear?
I hear drops falling.
Those are tears. People are crying. What else do you hear?
Sighing, wailing, moaning.
Those are the complaints of mortals. They reach this far and no further. Why do they always complain? Are there no joys in life at all?
Yes. Why, yes. The sweetest thing in life and the most bitter. Love and marriage. The best of life and the worst.
I want to know it. I want to know everything, to experience everything.
With me?
With you. You know where the pitfalls lie. We can avoid them.
But I'm a poor man. I haven't a penny.
That doesn't matter. Love doesn't cost anything.
But what if we don't like the same things?
We'll learn to get along
if we get bored with each other.
A baby will come. We'll be too busy to be bored.
Are you sure you want to marry someone like me? Poor and ugly? An outcast despised by all?
Sure. Let our destinies unite.
As you wish.
Ceiling, pasting, pasting, ceiling.
I must have air. I can't breathe.
Just one small crack left to go.
I'm suffocating. I must have air.
I am ceiling and pasting, pasting and ceiling.
That's right, Christine. Keep up the good work. Heat costs money. Is the baby asleep?
Yes, finally.
Sorry, Agnes. It's just that his crying scares away my clients.
We'll have to get a larger apartment.
With what?
Do you mind if I crack the door a bit? The stale air is suffocating me.
You'll let all the heat out. Do you want to freeze to death sitting in here? Christine must go on with her pasting and sealing. The whole house must be sealed.
I never dreamed it would be like this.
You don't have to dream anymore. You can see for yourself.
And you call this food?
The food on the pot, in the pot, the cabbage.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
Why didn't you ever say so?
Never imagined it would be like this.
But you don't have to imagine anymore. Look around you.
Darn. I'll die in this room with this air. Nothing to look at but our backyard and the baby crying for hours on end and never a moment's sleep and all those people outside always fighting and accusing one another. I could stand anything if only I could have some beauty in my home.
Flowers are what you need, but they cost as much as 6 quarts of milk.
I wouldn't mind starving if I could have flowers to look at.
Now that you mention it, there is a kind of beauty that doesn't cost anything, and a man with a sense of beauty misses it more than anything else when he can't find it in his home.
What's that?
Yep, you'll get mad.
No, I won't. We've agreed not to get mad.
So we have. We can say whatever we want as long as we don't snap at each other. And so far we haven't.
And never will.
Never, as far as I'm concerned.
So, what were you going to tell me?
All right then. When I walk into someone's home, the first thing I look at are the curtains to see if they're hanging straight. If they're hanging like strings or rags, I leave right away. The next thing I look at are the chairs to see if they're arranged properly. If they are, I stay. Then I look at the pictures on the wall. If they're crooked, it's a sign that the whole house needs straightening. There now. You see? Now that's a kind of beauty that doesn't cost a cent.
You're being snappish.
I am not being snappish.
Yes, you are.
Oh, for Christ's
You
sake.
see, listen to you.
All right, anyways. Not another word, okay?
I think I'll begin to hate you after this.
Heaven help us. All right, listen. I promise never to say another word about your housekeeping, even though it's sheer torture for me.
I'll eat cabbage, although it makes me sick.
Fine, and we'll stay together and make each other sick.
I feel sorry for the two of us. I really do.
Oh, you're coming to realize that now, are you?
Yes. And in the name of God, let's avoid the dangerous corners since we know exactly where they are.
Yes, let's. After all, we're reasonable, enlightened people. We should be able to make allowances, forgive and forget.
Laugh at the small things.
Laugh at the small things. You know, I read an interesting article in the Times today. By the way, have you seen the paper?
Which is it?
Do we get more than one?
Alright. I'll smile. Grin and bear it. Be humane, reasonable, and keep my opinions to myself. Say yes to everything and be hypocritical. So I burn my paper. What's the big deal? Look at me. Straightening up again and making you angry. Agnes, this whole thing is impossible.
It certainly is.
But we have to stay together. Not because of the promises that we made to each other, but for the sake of the child.
For the sake of the child, we have to go on.
I've got to go to work. My clients are waiting for me. Cursed creatures.
What wretched people. And pasting and pasting. I am pasting on ceiling, pasting on ceiling. Oh, how that door creaks as if you're squeezing my heart.
Oh, I squeeze! I squeeze!
Don't!
I squeeze!
Stop it!
I
Stop it!
Well, help yourself. You're a big shot, aren't you? You got your doctor's degree yesterday.
That's right. I got the world at my feet. Do anything. Do anything.
Oh, really? And what will you live on?
Live on.
Yes, live on. You know, food, clothing, housing.
No, but you can always make out as long as there's someone who loves you. You should be happy.
Oh. Right. Right. Paste away, Christine. Paste away until they suffocate.
I'm pasting on ceiling until they suffocate.
Coming along.
Yes, where are we going?
They're here. It's summer there. The sun is shining. There's children, flowers, singing, dancing, picnics, and parties.
That's exactly where I want to go.
What? Let's go. If it isn't old Gabby himself. Well, so this is where you got up to.
That's right, here I am.
So is this Fairhaven?
No, Fairhaven's over there. This is Foul Strand.
Uh-oh, we've come the wrong way.
We? Oh, yes, are you going to introduce me?
No, sorry, I can't. She's the daughter of, Indra himself.
Indra, oh, how special. Well, do I look outrageous?
Good boy. I'm almost 50 years old. Nothing is outrageous to me anymore. You're off to a masquerade ball, I assume.
On the head. Why don't you come, the pair of you?
I don't see why not. This place, well, can't say it attracts me. What sort of people live here anyway?
Sick people mainly. The healthy ones live over there.
So the poor ones live here.
Oh, no, don't be silly. The rich ones too. See that chap over there? See him there? He has drank so much Burgundy and eaten so much pâté foie de bois, he's got knotted feet.
Knotted feet?
Yeah, it's just like knotted wood. And that chap sleeping under the guillotine, all places to sleep, under a guillotine, has drank so much cognac that to straighten his spine, we had to put him through a mangle.
Can't say I like the sound of that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, most people here have some problem or other they're trying to hide. Oh, look at this. Oh, this one is a dilly.
Why, that's the Major himself. He went to school with us, didn't he?
Yes, old Don Juan himself. Still in love with an old crone by himself. He doesn't realise she's grown old and ugly. She's cruel and immature.
Immature crow. That's true love for you. I never thought I'd see the old boy so seriously in love, so deeply in love.
My God, but you do see the bright side of things.
Well, I'm in love myself, yes. Victoria. I'm still walking up and down that hallway waiting for her.
Oh, don't tell me you're the stage door Johnny waiting in the hallway.
That's me.
Yes, have you got that door open yet?
No. The case is still pending in the courts. What have you been up to?
Well, if I told you, say I'm bragging. If I didn't, you say I'm a hypocrite.
I see. That's why you're wearing the mask.
Yes, to hide my true self. Yeah. Come on, why don't we go to the ball? Let's dance with the stars.
He works with a lot of people. Oh, well, who's that coming this way?
That, my friend, is a poet looking for a mud bath.
The god Tar creates take man on a potter's wheel. A turning lathe of... How the hell does that go? Out of the clay, the sculptor creates his more or less imperishable masterpieces. Or were they just junk? Out of the clay, created for the world's kitchens and pantries, are those indispensable vessels known under the generic names as pots, plates. Actually, what the hell do I care what they're called? I say to you, lo, here is clay. In its liquid state, it is called mud. And that's where I come in. Lena! Lena! Yes, Lena, come. Let Agnes have a look at you. Come back. She knew you 10 years ago when you were young and happy and, let's say, pretty. Look at her now. 5 kids and a husband who beats her. Scrimping and slaving. Starving. And all her beauty is faded. Her joy withered. Well, she was being a good wife and mother, which should have given her an inner satisfaction, a sense of fulfillment that would have found expression in a radiant smile on her face and a glow of contentment in her eyes. Oh, well, okay, well, that's what they all say. And when you shut up, they say, speak out, why don't you? Crazy people, no rhyme or reason.
What's the matter? I want to know.
No, I don't dare tell you. They'll punish me and make things worse for me.
Who will?
I don't dare tell you. He'll beat me.
That's the truth! But I can talk. I'm not afraid. Agnes, daughter of the gods, let me tell you what injustice is. Do you hear that music and dancing up there on the hilltop? Do you know who that's for? Well, that's for Lena's sister. Yes, well, she just came back from the city where she wasn't exactly a very good girl, if you know what I mean. But now they're having a party for her. Poor Lena, who has to carry the buckets to feed the pigs.
Don't you see? They're not happy because the girl has gone astray, but because she found her way back.
Oh!
What's wrong with that?
Well, then, why not give a party every night for that poor working girl who never went dancing down that primrose path, huh? Why not? Where's Lena's party? Poor Lena, after work, she's got to go to her prayer meeting and be preached to for not being perfect.
I don't know. It's hard to say. There's always unforeseen circumstances.
Look at that! Look at that, will you? There's real happiness, boundless bliss, the ecstasy of young love.
See how the world is lit up by love.
Well, that's Victoria.
Oh, now you've had it. It's not...
Not my Victoria, his Victoria. I've got my own all to myself.
Yes, it must be tough on you too, but everybody coming from the inspected area has to come this way. You'll be inspected and fuming.
Well, how can you act this way? Can't you see that these two are in love? Leave them alone. Let them be. Meddling with love is a capital crime. Why does everything beautiful have to be dragged through the mud?
What do you want with us? What have we done?
Who said you've done anything? You don't have to do anything to suffer life's little vexations.
Happiness never lasts.
How long do we have to stay here?
Oh, no, it's 40 days, 40 nights, possibly longer. Maybe forever.
I'd rather end it all.
Me too. Think we'd like to live here? Amongst these scorched hills and filthy pigsties?
Oh, wait, true love conquers everything. including sulfur fumes and carbolic acid.
That's right, I'll get the sofa beds ready. Come along.
Oh, yes.
I hope you're happy. This is exactly what you wanted.
No, not at all. It's true that your happiness was the source of my unhappiness, but none of that matters anymore. I've got a very good position right across there, and I got my degree from the university. Oh my, yes. And this summer and this fall, I'll be teaching to a class of little boys, same lessons I learned as a child. And I have to learn the same lessons over again, through middle age, through old age. How much is 2 times 2? How many times does 2 go into 4? That's the worst thing, you know? You have to learn the same lessons over and over again until you die. And
Do you really think I can be happy when I see how you suffer? How can you think that? Maybe your heart won't ache so much when you see me sitting here like a prisoner for 40 days and nights. Maybe you won't suffer so much.
maybe yes, maybe no. It can't make me happy to see you suffering.
What about me? How do you expect me to build a happy life if you're Agnes?
We're lost souls, all of us.
Come along. Come along.
Sofa's good for you. It's got a bad breath.
Oh my goodness, take pity on my life is cruel. These poor souls.
Now, boy, tell me, how much is 2 times 2? Stand up when I ask you a question.
2 times 2. It's 2.
I see. You haven't learned your lesson.
Yes, I have. It's just that, well, I know how to do it, I just can't say it.
Don't try to wriggle out of it. So you know the answer, but you just can't say it. Well now, maybe I can help you. Okay, what is 2 times 2?
Can't do anything more disgraceful.
It's disgraceful to see a big boy like you turning into a lazy idiot.
A big boy? Yes, I am a big boy. Much bigger than these kids. I got my doctor's degree. Wait, what am I doing sitting here? Haven't I got my doctorate?
You certainly do. But in fact, you sit here until you mature. Is that not right?
Of course, that's right. Let's make sure. 2 times 2. Is 2. Yes, I shall prove it. By means of analogy, the highest form of proof. I'll look carefully. 1 plus 1 the other.
Your proof is completely in accord with the laws of logic. But your answer is wrong.
Whatever is in accord with the laws of logic can't be wrong. Let's test it. 1 goes into 1, 2 goes into 2 twice.
Absolutely right, according to analogy. But tell me, how much is 1 times 3?
3.
It therefore follows logically that 2 times 3 is also 3.
Or maybe I'm not mature enough yet.
You're not nearly mature enough. Not nearly.
How long do I have to sit here?
How long? It depends. Do you think space and time exist? Suppose time exists. Then you should be able to tell me what time it is. All right? What is time?
Time? I can't exactly tell you. Can teacher tell us what time it is?
Tell us!
Time? Let me think. While we're talking, time is flying. Therefore, time is something that flies while I'm talking.
Teacher, now you're talking, and while teacher is talking, I'm going to fly away from here. Therefore, I am time.
That's absolutely correct according to the laws of logic.
Then the laws of logic are
That too is absolutely correct according to the laws of logic.
Then logic is crazy.
It does seem so, doesn't it? But if logic is crazy, then the whole world must be crazy. And I'll be damned if I'm going to stand here and teach these kids how to act crazy. What do you say? Someone will buy me a drink? We'll go for a swim.
That's not right. You're not supposed to drink before you swim.
Don't get arrogant with me, doctor.
If you don't mind, I'm an army officer. I don't see why I have to sit here and be insulted and scolded and treated like a schoolboy.
You have to mature.
Well, we're all under quarantine now.
You realize this fellow has been making me sit here and answer questions like a schoolboy? I've got a PhD.
Really? Why don't you just get up and leave?
That's a good one. Easier said than done.
You know it, my son. Just try it.
Save me. Gotta make merry. We've got to dance and make merry. We've got to dance before the plague comes. Come on. Got to dance.
Will the warship sail then?
Well, first thing, the warship sails and there's a lot of sobbing and crying.
Always crying. The ship comes in and when it puts out to sea again. Well, let's go.
Do you mean there isn't a single happy person in this paradise?
Yes, there is. 2 of them. A newlywed couple. Listen to this.
I'm so happy I want to die.
Die because you're happy?
Yes. There lives within the very flame of love a kind of wick or snuff that will abate it. And knowing what's to come turns my love to ashes when it burns most brightly.
Then let's die together. Now, before it's too late.
Die? Why not? I'm afraid of happiness. It's a mirage made to lead us on.
What a cruel world!
You think so? Well, look at this man who's coming now. Of all the mortals who occupied this place, he is the most envied. He owns every one of these homes, the woods, the creek, all the trees, all the animals living in them, they are all his. All of these people are nothing but tenants to him.
Does he have something to complain about, too?
Yes, and with good reason. Can't see.
He's totally blind.
The most envied of them all.
My son. My one and only is leaving me to travel by ship overseas. And all I can do is follow him with my thoughts. I can hear the anchor chain, scraping and clanking. And I can hear the sighs and sobs and sniffling, the sounds of people crying. Maybe little waves lapping against the hull. Maybe The girls left behind, with no one to console them. I once asked a little boy why the sea was so salty, and the boy, whose father was away in the war, said to me, "The sea is so salty because sailors cry so much." "But why do they cry?" I asked. "Because," he said, "they always have to go away from home." Coming and going, meeting each other and leaving each other, that's life. I met his mother one day, and then she left me. But I always had my boy with me. Now he's gone.
Surely he'll be back.
Who are you? I've heard your voice before. In my dreams. In my youth. When summer vacation began. When I was a newlywed. When my child was born. Every time life has smiled on me, I've heard that voice. Like a softly stirring summer wind. Like harps from heaven. Like the songs I imagined angels to sing at the birth of Christ. Is that so?
The honest truth. Well, you've seen everything there is to see, but you still haven't experienced the worst thing in life we have to live through.
The worst. What could that be?
Repeating everything, having to do it all over again, going back to the very beginning, having to learn your lesson all over again. Come on.
Where?
Well, back to your duties, of course.
No. I won't go back to that kitchen stove with the diapers in the sink and the cabbage stinking up the place.
That's right, my dear. We have a big wash to do today.
No, I can't go through that again.
That's what life is. Doing it again and again. There's a teacher in there. Got his degree yesterday and was crowned with laurel. Today he starts school all over again, asking how much is 2 times 2. And he'll keep on asking until the day he dies. That's how it is. Come back with me.
No.
Come back to your chores.
I'd rather die.
You mean kill yourself? You can't. That's not the way the game is played. Suicide is a disgrace in the first place. In the second place, you'll send yourself to perdition. It's a mortal sin.
It isn't easy being human, is it?
Bravo! Here, here.
No, I won't go back with you. I won't sink back and be treated like dirt. I want to rise up. I want to rise to the place I first came from. But first, I want that door to be opened so that I shall know the secret. I want that door to be opened.
Well, then you'll have to double back on your tracks. Go back the same way you came. And you'll have to suffer through all the horrors of a trial and a lawsuit. The reiterations and the transcriptions, the recapitulations, the summations.
If that's the way it must be, then so be it. First, I want to be alone. I want to go out into the wilderness where I can find myself. What's that?
The lost souls of the foul strand?
Why are they complaining more than ever now?
Well, because the sun is shining here. Because there is music here. And life and youth here. That's why they feel their misery so much more deeply.
We must set them free.
Go ahead and try. Someone once tried to set him free, but they hung him on a cross.
Who did?
Well, they did. All the right-minded, well-meaning people.
Who are they?
You mean to say you don't know the right-minded, well-meaning people? Boy, you soon will.
Are they the same ones that turned against you at the university?
That would be them.
I know them. I have to try anyway.
This is hell. 120 in the shade. Hey, let's go for a swim, huh? Can't. The police will stop you. No swimming allowed. Well, what about taking an orange? Can't. The police will come. But I can't work in this heat. Patty. Matty. Can't. Yeah, I know. The police will stop me. Besides, I'm starved to death. Starved to death. We do most of the work and we get the least eat. And the rich who don't do nothing, they get the most. Wouldn't it be fair to say without being too blunt about it that something's wrong with this whole picture? Now the gods, what do you say?
I have no answer, but what did you do? Why do you have to stay here?
What do we do? Well, we picked the wrong parents, that's for sure. Poor and disreputable. And maybe we got arrested once. Maybe twice.
Really?
Look, some people get away with it and some don't. The ones who do end up eating 8-course dinners with wine.
Can that be true?
Generally speaking, yes.
You mean everybody at some point or another broke a law and could have been sent to prison?
Yes.
Even you?
Even I.
Something's wrong with that. Anybody can see. People are so bad, it's just...
It's just what?
The system. The organization. This is no paradise.
No, it's hell.
Come on, let's go.
Where have you brought me?
Far from the murmuring and moaning of human beings, to the outmost edge of world and sea, to the grotto they call Indra's ear. For here it is said that the god of skies listens to the pleas and petitions of mortals.
Listens? How?
Do you see how this grotto is shaped like a seashell? As a child, did you ever hold a shell up to your ear and listen? Listen to the singing of your blood, to the swirling of thoughts in your brain. If you can hear all that in a tiny shell, imagine what you can hear in a great big one.
I don't hear anything.
Let me help you. I'll be the interpreter. Listen, the lament of the wind.
Once I heard this.
The winds are still singing.
I remember once.
Now the waves are singing. False and faithless waves. Everything that doesn't get burned gets drowned out in the waves. What's this?
It must be the nameplate from the Justice. The same ship that sailed from Fairhaven with the blind man's son on board. It must have gone down.
Blind man, Fairhaven. Is that all a dream I dreamed? Foul strand, the sulphur, the quarantine, the phenol. Graduation exercises in the cathedral. The growing castle and the officer, the stage door in Miss Victoria, the lawyer's office. It's all a dream I dreamed.
It's all in a poem that I wrote once.
Then you know what poetry is.
I know what dreams are. What is poetry?
Not reality. It's more than that. Not dreams, but waking dreams.
And people, innocent earthlings, believe that we poets merely play and pretend and make things up.
And a good thing too, my friend, or else no one would believe there was any point to living or working, and the world would go to rack and ruin. Everyone would lie on their backs all day and look up at the sky. No one would lift a hand to use a rake or a plow or a shovel.
Oh, and you admit that. You, daughter of Indra, whose home is in the heavens.
You're right to reproach me. I've been down here on earth for too long, taken too many of your mud baths. My thoughts refuse to take flight. My wings are laden with clay, and my feet are heavy with dirt. As for the rest of me, I'm sinking. I'm sinking. Father, God of heaven, help me. I can no longer hear him. The silver cord is broken. I am earthbound.
Does that mean that you won't be leaving us?
As soon as I can burn away the ashes and dirt that cling to me, for all the water in the world can't wash me clean. Why?
Because I have a prayer and a plea.
What sort of plea?
It's a letter written on behalf of mankind, addressed to the ruler of the world and drawn up by a dreamer.
To be conveyed and presented by...
By Agnes.
Do you know the words of your poem?
I do.
Then say them.
It would be better if you did.
Where are they?
In my thoughts. In here.
Very well. I will say them. Why are we human beings born in pain? Why do we hurt our mothers when we should be giving them the greatest of joy? Why do we come crying hither? Why do we greet the light wailing in wrath and pain? Why do we not laugh and smile? The gift of life should be our greatest joy. Why are we the progeny of angels, the image of God born like beasts? Our soul should have a vesture other than this of blood and filth. Why must the paragon of created beings cut his eye teeth and descend into flesh? To make your way, you'll have to fight the crowd and step on someone's toes. No matter. Soon others will step on yours to keep the race a close one. Every joy in life will leave some soul depressed and sadder.
But
sorrow breeds no happiness. All goes one way, from joy to pain. And the world's cup fills up with sorrow. So shall it be even when you're dead. Your grave will be the digger's bread. Is this how you hope to approach the throne of the Almighty?
How can a man of earth like me find the words bright enough or pure enough or light enough to fly from earth? Child of the gods, will you render our lament in a tongue that the immortals can best comprehend?
I will.
Come. There is more to see.
Has the president of the university arrived yet?
No, not yet.
The deans of colleges and faculties?
No.
Do you think you could call them? That door is finally going to be opened.
Is it really so urgent?
Yes, it's very urgent. A lot of people have come to believe that the secret to the mystery of life lies behind that door. So if you don't mind, would you please call the president and the deans at once?
Oh.
Victoria!
Miss Victoria will be down in a moment.
Oh, good, good. The car is waiting. The champagne's on ice, and the table is set. Well, madam, let me kiss you. Mwah. Ha. Victoria!
Here I am.
Very good. I'll be waiting.
I have a strange feeling I've been through all this before.
Me too.
Maybe I dreamed it.
Or wrote it in a poem.
Oh, wrote it in a poem!
I have a strange feeling we stood someplace else and said these exact same words.
Well then, it shouldn't take you long to figure out what reality is.
Or dreams.
Or poetry.
Ah. Thank you.
You all know what brings us here today, the opening of the door. Let me first begin with the Dean of Theological Seminary. What is your view on the matter?
I don't have any views. I just believe.
I object until I've seen evidence and heard witnesses.
Here we go again. Quarreling already. Let me begin again. Dean of Theology, what do you believe?
I believe this door should not be opened. It obviously conceals dangerous truths.
The truth is never dangerous.
What is truth?
Whatever, 2 witnesses can testify to.
With 2 false witnesses, anything can be proved. By shyster.
Oh.
The truth is knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom constitute philosophy. Now, philosophy is the knowledge of knowledge, the wisdom of wisdoms, and all other branches of learning are its servants.
The only science is natural science. Philosophy and science is only empty speculation.
Bravo.
Oh, bravo, you say. Are you the Antichrist of education? Are you the antithesis of science? You are ignorant and postulation itself.
Bravo.
Now you say bravo. You of all people who can't see further than the end of your nose in a magnifying glass. You, who don't believe in anything but what your deceptive senses tell you, what your eyes tell you. For example, even though you may be farsighted or nearsighted, cross-eyed, wall-eyed, one-eyed, colorblind, green-blind, jackass.
Stop that! I won't have you 2 heads pecking each other's eyes out.
You know, if I had to choose between theology and science, I'd choose neither.
And if I sat on a bench and you 3 were brought before me, I'd sentence all 3 of you. You can't agree on a single thing and never could. Well, let's get back to business. Mr. President, what is your own view on the opening of this door?
My views. Don't have any views. I have simply been hired by the state to see to it that during our executive meetings, you don't tear one another to pieces while you're educating our youth. Views? Ah, no, indeed. I'm very careful not to have any views. There was a time when I did have a few, but they were quickly refuted. Views are often quickly refuted by those with opposite views, you understand. Now perhaps we can get back to the business at hand, the opening of the door, even at the risk of revealing some dangerous truths.
Truth? What's the truth?
I am the truth, the way, and the life.
I am the knowledge of knowledge.
Well, I am the exact knowledge.
I object!
Aren't you ashamed? You, the teacher of our youth?
Mr. President, as the head of the faculty and as a representative of the government, I insist that you bring charges against this woman for her remarks. She said we ought to be ashamed. Now that's an insult. And when she referred to us as the teacher of the young, her ironic tone of voice implied that we are incapable. Now that's slander.
Hasn't helped the students.
Do you hear?
excusing the students. That's the same as accusing us. Mr. President, I insist that you prosecute her.
That's right, I accuse you. You as a group of sowing doubt and breeding skepticism in the minds of our young people.
Listen to her. She stands there telling the students to have no respect for authority, and she accuses us of spreading skepticism? If that isn't a criminal act, I don't know what is. I put it to all of you. All of you good, right-thinking people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely criminal. Yes.
There! The right-thinking people have condemned you. Now, go in peace and be content with that gain. Otherwise...
My gain? Otherwise? Otherwise what?
Otherwise, you will be put to death.
Very well. I will go. Come with me and I'll give you the answer to the riddle.
What riddle?
What did he mean by my gain?
Probably nothing. Just a lot of hot air, as we like to say. Talking through his hat.
Nothing could have hurt me more.
Well, I suppose that's why he said it. That's how people are.
Hooray! Hooray!
What's behind it?
I can't see anything.
Oh, you can't see anything. I can't say that I'm surprised. Learned deans, what lay behind the door?
Nothing. That is the key to the riddle of the world. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth out of nothing.
And from nothing comes nothing.
I object to the whole thing. It's a clear case of fraud. I put it to all the right-thinking people.
Who are the right-thinking people?
I wish I knew. Usually turns out to be a party of one. Today it's me and my side. Tomorrow it's going to be you and your side. You get appointed. Rather, self-appointed.
We've been swindled. We've been swindled, tricked.
And who swindled you?
She did. The daughter. The daughter.
Would you be so good as to tell us what you had in mind with this door opening?
No, good people, I won't.
There's nothing. There's nothing at all.
You say right, but you understand not.
She's speaking nonsense.
Nonsense.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
I feel for these poor souls.
Are you serious?
I'm always serious.
And do you also feel sorry for all the right-thinking people?
Perhaps them most of all.
Oh, well, then what about the four learned facilities?
Them too. 4 heads on one body. Who created that monster?
She's not answering us.
I have answered you.
Don't talk back to us.
Listen to her. She's talking back.
Answer or not answer, there's no winning. Come with me somewhere far from here and I'll give you the answer to the riddle. Somewhere out in the desert where no one hears us or sees us.
Have you forgotten your responsibility?
God knows I have it, but I have more important ones now.
What about your child?
My child. What about her?
Your child is crying for you.
My child. How that child ties me down. I feel chained to the earth. And I have this pain in my chest. This feeling of anguish. What is it?
You mean you don't know?
No.
Oh, it's the pangs of conscience. They show up after every duty you neglect. After every pleasure you enjoy, however innocent, though if there are any innocent pleasures, I doubt it. And after every harm you do your friends and neighbors.
And there's no cure for these pangs, I suppose.
Oh, yes. But only one. You must discharge your duty without a moment's hesitation.
You know, you look just like a demon when you say that word duty. What if I have more than one duty to discharge?
Well, simple. First you discharge one, and then the other.
Fine. The most important one first. I leave my child in your care while I go discharge my first duty.
But your child needs you. Can you bear to know that someone is suffering on account of you?
You're turning me against myself. You've torn my heart in two and it's pulling me both ways.
Well, life is just full of conflicts like that.
I don't know what to do.
Well, if you knew how much sorrow and misery I caused by discharging the obligations I owed to my duty. Notice, my duty, the most important calling of all. You would shun me.
What did you do?
My father placed all his hopes in me. He wanted me to take over the family business. I ran away from business school and I never got over it. My mother, she wanted me to study religion. I didn't have the heart for it, so she disowned me. But I had a friend who lent me a helping hand when I was down and out. But turns out, my friend, he's got different political views than I do. And he fought against the same causes that I stood up for. Yeah? Well, I had to turn my back on my friend in order to be true to myself. And since then, I've never known any peace. They call me disloyal, a traitor. A fat lot of good it does me to hear my conscience tell me that I've done right, because the next second it's just telling me about how wrong I was. That's life for you.
Come with me out to the desert.
Your child.
Here are my children. Individually they are good and gentle, but put them together and they fight and turn into demons. Goodbye. The time has come when with the help of the fire I shall return to the ether. It isn't easy to be a human being.
Oh,
I know that now.
You've come to realize that, have you? And admit it?
Yes.
Tell me something. Was it not Indra himself who sent his son to Earth to hear the complaints of mankind?
Yes, and how did people receive him?
Oh, what did he do to accomplish his mission? To answer with a question.
To answer with another question, was not the condition of mankind improved as a result of his earthly visitation? Tell me truly.
Improved! Yes, improved, yes, a little. Very little. Now, instead of asking questions, will you solve the riddle?
I could, but what good would it do? You wouldn't believe the answer.
No, you I will believe. I know who you are.
Very well. At the dawn of time, before the sun burned, Brahma, the divine primal potency, went forth and let himself be seduced by Maya, the creative mother of the world, so that he might propagate himself. The divine element thus joined the early matter. This was the fall of heaven. Consequently, earth, life, and all of its inhabitants are nothing more than mirages, phantoms, images in a dream.
My dream.
A dream come true. Now, to free themselves from the earthly matter, the progeny of Brahma seek deprivation and suffering. There you have suffering as the redeemer. Now, the yearning for suffering comes into conflict with the craving for pleasure, which is love. Do you understand what love is? Offering the most sublime joys along with the most profound suffering, sweetest when it is most bitter. Do you understand what woman is? Woman through whom sin and death entered into life?
Yes, I understand. But what's the game?
I don't have to tell you. Constant strife between the anguish of joy and the pleasure of suffering. The torments of remorse and the delights of sensuality.
Strife! Yes, well, is that all that we have to live for?
The conflict between opposites produces energy, just as fire and water generate steam power.
And peace. And rest.
I've said enough. You mustn't ask any more and I mustn't answer. The flowers keep watch. The lights are lit. Funeral wreaths hang in windows and doors.
You say that as calmly and coolly, as though you don't know what it means to suffer.
Not know? I have suffered all that mortal man suffers and felt it 100 times more.
Tell me how you've suffered.
You're a poet. But could even you tell me your troubles in words that said it all? Was there a time when your words and thoughts were in perfect harmony? A time when your words ascended to the level of your thoughts?
No. You're right. Yeah, there was a time that I stood deaf and dumb before my own thoughts. And with the audience listening in admiration to my words and to me, it sounded false. Guess that's why I've always blushed when I've heard my praises being sung.
Yet you expect me to. Look me in the eye.
I cannot. Your gaze is too intense.
So would be my words if I spoke in my own tongue.
At least tell me, before you go, what was the hardest thing for you to endure down here?
Being. Just being. Having my sight clouded by these eyes, my hearing muffled by these ears, and my thoughts, my bright, airy thoughts, trapped in a labyrinth of coiled fat. Do you know what a brain looks like? What crooked ways, what secret passages?
Yes, I know. I guess that's why all the right-thinking people think crooked.
Always ready with sarcasm. That's how you all are.
What do you expect?
I can't, Aaron.
Now I'll shake the dust off. My feet first. The earth. Clay.
Maybe you wouldn't mind if I added my shawl to the fire.
My roses. Nothing left but thorns.
Posters can go, but my dip net never. A small contribution, like black mass, if they would black against my will.
I give up my walking stick in place of my eyes.
I once read somewhere that when life nears its end, everything comes rushing past in a single car. Is this the end?
It is for me. Goodbye.
No parting words before you go.
What more is there to say? Do you still believe that your words can express our thoughts?
I've been repudiated by God. I'm persecuted by the people, disowned by the administration, and ridiculed by my colleagues. How can I have faith? How can I believe when no one else does? How can I fight for a God who does not fight for his own? It's all garbage. That's what is garbage.
I'm going to paste and seal until there's nothing left. Paste and seal.
And if heaven itself stood wide open, you'd probably try to paste and seal that too, wouldn't you? Go away.
Are you sure there aren't any inner windows in the castle for me to seal up?
No, there are not. Go away.
Fine. I'll leave then.
It is time. Give me your hand, my friend. Farewell, you human being, you dreamer, you poet, who knows best how to live, soaring on wings above the earth, swooping down when you feel like it, to graze the dust, not to drown in it. Now when I must leave, how hard it is to say goodbye, to bid farewell. One longs for all that one has loved, regrets all that one has offended. Now, Now I know what it means to live. I have felt the pain of being human. You miss what you never want to, regret the misdeeds never done. You want to leave, you want to stay. Your heart is drawn and quartered, torn apart by conflicting wishes, indecision, doubt. Goodbye, my friend. Tell your fellow men that where I'm going, I will think of them, and that in your name I will convey their plaints and protests to the throne on high. Farewell. And it was a beautiful one. You guys made it really special. Thank you for that. And also, if you'll humor us just for a minute, we want to show our gratitude to some of the people that have been behind the scenes during this process.
Keep talking.
Well, as if you haven't heard my voice enough. Well, first we want to recognize Lauren and Christiana. They're our lovely stage managers. Is ask that if you did like what you saw or just appreciate this new experimental theater, want to see more of it, if you have anything to give to the lovely actors on your way out, we really appreciate it. It's what keeps stuff like this going. Thank you for coming very much.